Setting up an aquarium seems simple. Clean water, a few rocks, a basic filter, and pretty fish swimming around. But the reality is quite different. In the first few months, many people lose fish without understanding why. And the most frustrating thing is that this happens because of common mistakes that almost no one explains properly. If you're thinking about setting up an aquarium, or have already set up an aquarium and are experiencing problems, this video will save you time, money, and the lives of your fish. I'll show you 6 things no one tells you before setting up an aquarium, but which make all the difference in the stability of the system and the health of your fish. Some of these points may seem like small details, but they are precisely the ones that cause the most frustration, cloudy water, sick fish, and abandonment. Stay until the end, because the last item is the most overlooked and the one that causes the most problems in beginner aquariums. If this content helps you at any point, click thanks below to support the channel. And if you want more practical and straightforward videos like this, subscribe and activate the bell. Let's get started. Number 1. Tap water can kill your fish. Many people fill their aquariums with tap water thinking it's fine. The problem is that this water contains chlorine and heavy metals, elements that are toxic to fish, even in small amounts. The result? Burned gills, stress, and often sudden death. Before adding any fish to the aquarium, it's essential to use a water conditioner. This product neutralizes chlorine and metals in just a few minutes. It's a simple, inexpensive, and life-saving step. Yet many beginners overlook this due to a lack of clear information. Another common mistake is not understanding that water needs to be cycled. This means that after setting up the aquarium, you must wait 2 to 4 weeks for beneficial bacteria to establish themselves in the filter and substrate. These bacteria are responsible for transforming toxic fish waste into less harmful substances. Without this biological cycle, ammonia builds up quickly, and this poisons the fish. In other words, the water may appear clean, but it can be deadly. Before you fish anything, pay attention to water quality. It's the most important step that no one emphasizes enough.
2. Incorrect temperatures stress or kill your fish. Each fish species has an ideal temperature range, and even small variations of 2 or 3 degrees can cause stress, affect immunity, and promote disease. The problem is that many beginners think any lukewarm temperature is good enough. Tropical fish, for example, need water between 75 degrees Fahrenheit and 80 degrees Fahrenheit, or 24 degrees Celsius and 27 degrees Celsius. Below this temperature, their metabolism slows, digestion is compromised, and their immune system weakens. Temperatures above 82 degrees Fahrenheit, or 28 degrees Celsius for a long time, increase oxygen consumption and can cause shortness of breath, especially in small or poorly oxygenated aquariums. This is why a thermometer is a must in any aquarium. And if the ambient temperature is unstable, a heater with a thermostat becomes essential. Without one, temperature fluctuations will become commonplace, and no fish tolerates this for long. Even those who live in warm regions should keep a temperature check. At night, the temperature drop can be more abrupt than it seems. And fish stressed by excessive heat or cold don't show symptoms right away. They die slowly, silently. Number 3. The new aquarium isn't ready for fish the same day. It's common to think that after setting up the aquarium, adding water, a filter, and decorations, you can go out and buy fish. But this is one of the biggest mistakes beginners make, and one of the most common causes of death in the first few days. The reason is the nitrogen cycle. All fish defecate, and this waste releases ammonia into the water, a highly toxic substance. For the aquarium to cope with this, it needs colonies of bacteria that transform ammonia into nitrite, also toxic, and then into nitrate, less harmful. This process takes about 2 to 4 weeks. Without this cycle established, the water may appear crystal clear, but it's poisoned. Placing fish in this environment is like letting someone loose in a room filled with invisible gas. They may even survive for a few days, but they will gradually die from toxicity. Therefore, the best course of action is to set up the aquarium, add food or an ammonia source without fish, and monitor the levels with tests. Only after the ammonia and nitrite levels have reached zero and nitrate levels have been detected can fish be introduced, and even then, only gradually. Understanding this from the start saves money, avoids frustration, and saves lives.
4. Store-bought fish can be sick, even if they appear healthy. You might look at a fish in the store and think it's perfect, swimming well, with vibrant colors and no visible spots. But the truth is, many fish already carry parasites, bacteria, or fungi that only manifest themselves days after arriving in your aquarium. This happens because transport, the change of environment, and adaptation to the new tank cause stress, and stress lowers the fish's immunity. If they were already silently carrying an infectious agent, that's when the disease appears. Therefore, it's always best to quarantine them. Simply have a separate aquarium, even a simple one, with a sponge filter and thermometer where the fish stay for 2 weeks before moving them to the main aquarium. During this period, you can observe whether symptoms appear, such as crooked swimming, white spots, lack of appetite, or rapid breathing. It may seem exaggerated, but a single sick fish can contaminate the entire aquarium and kill all the others. Have you ever thought about losing months of care because of a poorly planned purchase? Also, avoid buying fish right after transporting them from the store or when the tank seems overcrowded. Your fish's health begins before you even take them home. 5. Mixing incompatible species can become a battleground. Not every fish can live with every other. Even in large aquariums, the wrong species combination causes fighting, stress, and even death. But many stores sell fish together as if they were all compatible, and that's where the problem begins. Some fish are naturally territorial, like bettas, angelfish, or certain African cichlids. Others thrive in schools, like neons, rhodostomes, and matagrossos. Mixing an aggressive fish with calmer or smaller ones can turn into a nightmare. Torn fins, constant chasing, and fish constantly hiding. And it's not just behavior. Some fish prefer more acidic water, others more alkaline. Some need higher temperatures, others tolerate less. If the basic requirements are too different, someone will end up suffering, even if they aren't attacked. Before setting up your aquarium, consider the whole setup. Study the behavior, adult size, and needs of each species. And always introduce fish in stages. The most peaceful first, the dominant last. Avoiding conflict between species is as important as keeping the water clean. A balanced aquarium starts with conscious choices, not random variety.
6. Maintenance is simple, but needs to be regular. Many people think aquariums are too much work. Others, on the other hand, set up the aquarium and forget about it for weeks. The truth is somewhere in between. Maintaining a well-set-up aquarium is simple, but requires consistency. The main weekly maintenance is a partial water change. Even with a filter, nitrogenous waste accumulates over time. Changing 20% to 30% of the water weekly helps keep nitrate levels under control and prevents chemical fluctuations that stress the fish. In addition, it's important to clean the glass inside with a special sponge. Remove dirt from the bottom with a siphon. Check the temperature and filter function. Observe the fish's behavior. All of this takes, on average, 20 to 30 minutes per week in small or medium-sized aquariums. In other words, less time than caring for a dog or cat, for example. Those who skip these steps end up paying the price: uncontrolled algae, cloudy water, sick fish. And the worst part, when the problems appear, it's too late to fix it quickly. Setting up a beautiful and healthy aquarium doesn't require a lot of time. It requires routine. And nobody usually tells you that at the beginning. Many people get into aquariums without knowing these details and end up giving up at the first frustration. But now that you know the most critical points, you can avoid the most common mistakes and give your fish a truly healthy environment. Which of these points were you unaware of? Have you ever made any of these mistakes? Comment below. And if you want more practical tips about aquariums, subscribe to the channel. There's new content here every week.